in the tech industry and as a part of the Indian Semiconductor Mission's advisory board, how do you see the country's semicon industry evolving over the next 5 years? And what are the key milestones we should look out for?
Well, actually, the semiconductor mission has done extremely well, as you probably know. We already have 5 plants coming up. Can you imagine 2 years ago that we were zero, and in the next 12 to 24 months we'll have 5 plants in this country. And we've been able to draw some good investors also. So I think we've done very well. And what I see for the future is adding more, couple of more plants, in different areas, display technology, compound semiconductors, and also adding some more silicon fabs. But in addition to that, what we are working on now is to set up an R&D lab, which will be set up in HCL in Mohali. And in addition to that, there's a lot of work going on in creating a design-linked incentive scheme. We want to create many startups and companies in creating chips for the country and the world. So these chips for the country will enable us to feed the plants as well. In addition to getting business from global markets, we would create our own market in India, and I think that will be extremely valuable.
What do you think are the biggest challenges that India faces in building a self-sustaining semiconductor ecosystem, and how can they be addressed both at the policy and infrastructure level?
I think, as I said, we are in the early stages of manufacturing. Our knowledge mainly has been in design, but that's where our phase 2 is going to be. But phase 1 was to establish manufacturing before we do the design. And our challenge at this moment is going to be setting up the infrastructure and the industries that are required to feed the semiconductor plant. So like gases and chemicals and stuff like that. So that whole ecosystem needs to be developed. Good part is that about a year ago there was a conference that was created by MeitY in the country, Semicon India. And in Semicon India we had top 150 CEOs of different companies come here and make commitments towards India. So I think that kind of attention India is getting today. And I'm sure that will help us to get the next step of getting those kind of companies into India.
The Indian Semiconductor Mission was introduced to make India a hub for semicon manufacturing. How effective have the government's initiatives have been so far? Here, I would also like to mention that recently Adani and Zoho, two of the companies, put a pause on their investments in the semicon industry in the country. What do you have to say on that?
Look, those are all business decisions of various companies. The challenge in the country is that there are very few companies who have semiconductor experience and technology experience. So therefore, maybe Adani and Zoho thought better that they should stay in their own areas rather than coming into semiconductors, because semiconductor is a very different area. Tatas have been customers of semiconductors. Tatas have also been designers of chips in the country through TCS and other companies. So they are much closer to semiconductor than any other company. So they have plunged into it. There are other companies who have plunged into it. But I think these are all business decisions people take.
India is trying to achieve something that US and China have achieved in like 2 decades. If I say NVIDIA, it was established in 1993, and if I say TSMC, it was established in 1987. So India is trying to achieve it, whatever they have, at a very fast pace. Do you see that happening? Is it possible?
Unfortunately, India set up semiconductor complex before TSMC was born.
Okay.
But unfortunately, there was an accident there and a fire engulfed that facility. We were ahead of time, but we lost that period, and then the various governments following that never took it up as a big challenge. This new government has taken up this as a big challenge, and we believe that the kind of shortcomings that were there during COVID of semiconductors not being available and affecting so many industries, that's something the government took very seriously. And therefore, we will not catch up with others that fast. It'll take us another 15, 20 years. But the government has created a 20-year thought, clear plan on semiconductors. They're not thinking short term.
Google's head of quantum research, Hartmut Niven, stated that we'll have commercial quantum computing applications by 2030. What would you say is the current state of quantum computer technology? Google and Microsoft have already released their quantum chips.
You see, this whole quantum technology is based on what is everybody calls spooky physics. So a lot of times there's a lot of talk that happens around what I call vaporware, and lots of announcements get made. They're not real. It'll take time. Quantum computers are not going to be very effective till about 2030. But the intermediate products that are already getting available in the world are already doing applications that are happening all over the world. So there is a startup in India that has created a 25 qubit product in Bangalore, and they're already marketing their solutions to the world. So those kind of smaller applications will happen, but the bigger problems will get attacked as the bigger and bigger computers become available. And I think AI and quantum are going to be a very huge asset to the world, and quantum is going to solve problems that have never been solved before, and at much faster pace, but all in different areas like drug discovery. Drug discovery today takes 10 to 15 years. Can we reduce it to 2 years? Then just imagine the cost of a particular molecule. It will be so much lower. And can we reduce the time for clinical trials? So this is where quantum will play a huge role.
One last question. One quick tip or advice for young entrepreneurs planning on to join the semicon industry in any way. Anything on that?
I would recommend people to start doing courses. Like, for example, 2 years ago, Epic Foundation worked with the AICTE to create a BTech in VLSI design. If you're really interested in semiconductors, go take those kind of courses and learn what is VLSI design and semiconductor manufacturing. That will help you to get into the semiconductor industry. It's going to be a huge industry. Tell me which product doesn't have semiconductors.